Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jaden Collins,
I'm Brian Toller.
And I'm Sully Toller.
and this is Cruisin Down the Fastlane.
Episode 1. Sir, finally here. We did it.
Awesome, yeah. So this week, it's just going to be us down here. No
Possibly the
guests.
next few weeks, too.
Yeah, maybe the next 2 weeks, too. We're having issues with our mics. We only got 2 mics this week, so I hope the audio doesn't sound too rough or too bad.
Definitely let us know what you feel. If you have any suggestions, really anything that you think would help us. Trying to just grow our podcast, I guess. Get out there, you know.
For sure.
Trying to figure this whole thing out.
Yeah, this is like a spur of the moment thing. We didn't put too much planning or prep into this.
Not a
Like,
lot at all.
just getting this far has actually been more of a struggle than we thought it would be.
Yeah.
A lot more.
But we got some people helping along the way, so.
So we're gonna get this thing going. We all work together. We work at the same pizza restaurant, Paisanos Pachilla. That's how we met.
Good place, yep.
I've been there just over 4 years now.
I've been over there probably about a year now. Last year I started when school started.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's probably
I'm actually about a year
yeah.
finally.
I started around November, so it'll be.
You're running up
almost a
there,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, so we've gotten pretty close, and every once in a while I'll throw on a podcast at work, and they've gotten interested in podcasting. So,
Yeah.
That's kind of how this whole thing started. Yeah.
so we're just trying to get this going. So let's start off with getting to know each other. How old are you, Sully?
I'm 15. I just started sophomore year.
Started sophomore year, and you're
I'm 17, turn 18 in December. I'm a senior now. Only have 2 classes in school. It's really nice. Graduate early this year.
oh
kinda
yeah, you
excited.
have a really good schedule for school this
Yeah,
year,
So
don't you?
nice, dude. I got first period and 7th period, so I go to school at like 8:20, and then I'm done in the first period at like 9:30, and then I'm off till 1:30. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then I start right as his first class is done, go throughout the day.
Geez, so you're there until like 3:20?
Yeah, that's when our last class is.
Yeah, so you're there till 3:20, and then you go back at 1:30. So you
1:30,
have like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
that, like a 4-hour
4
break?
hours, yeah.
Jeez, and so you're gonna start coming into work a little early, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing every
You're
day.
doing a split. That's gonna be a full day for you then between
Yeah.
school, work.
Lots of money coming in.
Jeez,
Yeah.
like that's like 2 double shifts of each, like right
Yeah.
there. Okay.
But I mean, and anytime like I don't come in early at work, I kind of plan on editing the podcast. So hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know nothing
Get
about editing.
And I don't even have the software downloaded yet. Like I still have a lot of work to do after this. I'm just glad we're finally filming something, bro.
Yeah, I mean we might even get a
Together.
couple weeks worth of pods
For sure.
video
before
before we
actually
even
post
upload.
something.
Yeah, because it is like I said earlier, it's a little
What's
bit of a
today?
struggle.
August 28th. Who knows if we post until like
28th.
mid-September? Like
No, it'll be
who knows
before
when
that.
it-
Oh wait,
well, I don't know.
I just realized it's like the end of it.
We're definitely thinking though having our upload days on Fridays.
Hoping to
That's fucking fun.
coming out like once a week with a podcast. I feel like that's a good number
Yeah,
to
once a
say.
week, once a
Easy.
week. The time on it's probably gonna vary depending on like our topics and what we have to talk about. I
For
guess.
sure.
Kind of do a little
Okay.
research.
Oh, so we skipped over me. I'm 23. Obviously, I'm not in school no more. I haven't been for quite a while. We'll get into that later.
That's a couple podcasts down
Yeah,
there.
we don't have to exactly go into
Yeah.
my whole background story. I'm a bit of a piece of shit.
Bro, chill out, chill out.
Okay.
Not that bad.
This is where we start new right here.
Yeah.
This is
yeah,
it.
This is our future right here.
Our
This is the beginning
future.
of something
You
new.
guys are our future.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be something new for us. Well, obviously, we've never done anything like this. so-
Ever, no.
Okay.
I'm really excited though. Something fun to do.
Brian's been on camera before, but that's.
We don't need to go into that
Yeah.
story. I mean, it's out
No,
there.
I mean, yeah, being on camera is scary. Like I
It
filmed,
is,
I
man.
filmed 3 commercials for Paisanos.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
And-
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
And
What's-
each one of them is as nerve wracking as the last one. Oh my god.
What do you do for like a Paisanos like commercial?
We really were just like it's always like the crew of who's working there at the time. You know,
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
They'll come in, and it's just like 1 or 2 video guys like with some really good cameras, and they're just like, how does your day to day go? And we'll kind of just do like a little bit of like simple stuff. We like to put of customers in there, you know. So we'll
Oh,
usually
for
do like
real?
2 days of recording. So like one day it'll be like customer work.
Uh-huh.
And so it'll just be like a couple snippets of like us working with the customers and
Like talking to them.
but like you won't really like hear us. It'll just be like, welcome to Paisanos Pachilla, you know, and then it'll be like
Yeah.
a video of like customer and staff, you know, working back and forth. And then the
pretty cool.
second half, we like to do like kitchen bloopers and stuff. So it's
Oh,
like,
that'd be so fun to watch. Dude.
so then it's like in one of them, I like drop a dough on my head or like.
You've done that on a commercial
Yeah,
before?
yeah, where I throw the dough up and I'm like, where'd it go? And then it lands on my head.
Good one on YouTube, like throwing the pizza behind your back.
Behind the back onto one of our heads.
Yeah, for sure.
We need another commercial like roll through here, dude.
Yeah, we're
That'd
getting
be so
close. We do
fun.
one like every 2 years or
For
a
real,
year and
so-
a half. Yeah, because I've done 2 or 3 now. Yeah.
Yeah, how
But
long
we
has
just
it been?
did one probably a little over a year ago actually.
Because
Probably
I've
right
been there for a
before-
year and
yeah.
I've never seen a camera
Right
crew
before you
walk in there
started,
at all.
I'm trying to think of who was all on staff, and yeah,
Well,
definitely.
Zane was probably there.
No, I don't think Zane.
Oh, so it was before, because he said he
Yeah.
started in March last year.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it was before Zane and another one of our coworkers started. So yeah,
Teal
it's
or,
been a
like-
year and a half. Too.
They were all in it.
I think Teal is in it, yeah, and Teal's been here 2 years now, so it's got to be somewhere in between the year and a half to 2
Okay,
years
yeah.
gap that we did the last one.
So we are running pretty close here. on
Yeah,
this next
it
one.
does get close, and it's all about with our
That would be cool.
advertisement agency. You know, like they produce all that stuff. for
Okay,
us.
yeah.
They film it, produce it, and so yeah, and then it's just like a little bit of like probably Stacy talking sometimes, or it's just like, hey everybody. And then yeah, it's nothing too like high tech or fancy, you know. Like it's literally just 2 guys with a camera. Like, what do you guys think is best?
What do you mean? Bro, just random shit.
Yeah, like let's get this angle. And they're like, throw that dough in the trash can over there. And they made me shoot that same shot like 4 times. And he was like, get different angles. and
Oh,
stuff,
okay,
You
yeah.
know, yeah. Right, and so it's obviously, it's people who know what they're doing, but it's not like the most highly produced commercial.
But it's good enough to like be a commercial. You know?
Right, yeah, of course, and then the audio of it gets played over the radio too, so there's got to be like enough audio for it to like
Oh, okay, yeah.
traverse to the radio.
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
Is it like one of those like fun things to do, or is it like, oh, the camera people are here? Like, what is your like?
Well, of course, yeah, it
idea
is.
of
It's
it?
fun, you know, but like it's like nervousing, and it's kind of
for
embarrassing,
sure.
you know, because like I'm no actor.
Yeah,
And then
hell
like
no. I wouldn't
pretending
be
like I'm
like-
acting in front of like peers and people, it's all like, oh, I'm gonna be all serious, goofy right now.
Yeah.
You know, like
Whole different Jay.
yeah, like no, I'm no actor, and being around big crowds and other people and that are just literally only watching me gets me super nervous.
I feel that big
Yeah.
time.
Really, like just walking through the dining room when it's packed, it's like
Yeah, you said
everyone's
that.
looking
No,
at me.
no, the worst is when you have to go
Everyone's
into the
looking at me.
office, dude. It's like you
Yeah.
grab something in the office, and I feel like everyone's looking at me, but in reality, probably nobody looking.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
peek my head through the back door to see if anyone's at the table. And I'll be like, Soli, will you go grab that from the office?
So many times.
Yeah.
It gets that bad when you like send someone else.
Yeah, I don't-
It's like, I don't want to go out
I don't
there.
like
You
going.
do it.
I've
Bro.
literally had someone else be like, go get this from the office for me.
No, there's been like so many times where I have to go out there, grab like artichokes or some oranges or something, and I'll
Some
be
random
like,
thing.
yeah, and there's every time there's that
And they are
table
staring
is
at you.
packed.
They do stare at you.
Okay, yeah,
They
table
watch
16
you
for
as
sure.
you go by.
And that's like a big table too. Like
Yeah.
it has to be a
It's
big table
always
right
packed.
there,
It's-
bro.
Yeah, it's always packed. I don't think I'll ever be a server. Like I'm back of the house only.
I don't know. Serving's kind of fun though.
I'm kinda
At this, I don't know
It's
why.
good money.
It's
extra
kind of fun.
tips.
It is, but yeah, this song I have something about like talking to people, especially strangers. Like talking to strangers and just trying to have like a fluid conversation with the stranger. Cause I don't know nothing about politics.
I don't know.
I
bro.
barely know the state of affair of our own city right now. Let's be honest. Like, what do you got for us today, Soli?
Yeah.
All right, I just wanted to like tell you guys about this. It's like super cool. India. It's like they're working on going to the moon, but like on a different part that we haven't been yet.
They're there. They're on the South Moon. They landed like
That's
2
what I was
days
talking
ago.
about. That's what I'm talking about. Because they're supposed to land late August.
Yeah, they landed like
Because
they
that's
actually.
like
I saw
South
that. I
Moon.
just saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know
South-
nothing
South
about
Wing.
this.
No, but it's cool because they found water reserves up there.
Like a couple
What?
days ago.
Yeah,
like
no,
like
it's
frozen,
crazy.
like frozen water reserves,
No,
or
just water.
like on the moon. They found water on the moon.
Yeah, so they're able to like sustain life up there.
And they're like.
Well, I don't know about sustain.
They-
No,
Oh,
not
yeah, I
too
don't know, that
long,
might
but,
be
like,
too far.
for a little bit.
But maybe like microorganisms though, or something.
They're working on like getting some life going up there.
Man, we need a Jamie. Jamie, pull this up. Their account. There's the little snippet says 2 days ago, India Chandrayaan 3 mission landed on the moon on August 23rd. There was no guarantee that the land would make it in one piece. That's what it says.
So yeah, it was like 2 days ago, and the crazy thing is like India just got clowned like years back by like they tried being the first on the moon or something, like just originally on the moon, and they like completely failed. Like their shit crashed
Between like
and
the
shit.
Russian and
Yeah,
NASA,
something like that. Yes.
India was trying to get in there.
Yes, bro, and they like completely failed, and everyone was clowning them. So like this was their like get back almost, and they actually did it.
Yeah, because they did a record over there, first on the South Pole. So that's that.
It was the first country to land on the moon since China in 2020.
That ain't that long ago though.
Yeah.
That ain't bad at all. 3
So
years.
it's been us, Russia, China, and them, because it says they're the fourth on the moon.
Russia, China. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make
Only
sense.
4?
Yeah. Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, dude. Like.
I mean, only I got.
I've never really-
it sounds shitty, but like
No,
at the
but
same
it's-
time,
I've heard
bro.
of
Like,
the European.
No, there's so
I
many
guess-
countries who like aren't even wealthy enough to even think about having a aerospace.
yeah, that's
like,
true. And I don't really
program.
think about that. Yeah.
In the countries that are wealthy enough, you know, they're usually under some sort of dictatorship that's all about themselves. You know, like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, it's more surprising though that Dubai hasn't been to the moon.
Yeah,
No, for real, they're so rich.
Well, yeah, and they built like the Palm Tree Islands. Have you ever seen those?
No.
You've never seen Dubai's
Please
palm?
pull up a picture, bro.
No.
Please. Jamie, pull up a picture, bro.
Yeah, like literally, it's in the shape of a palm tree. And
Okay, that's actually. Wait, that's
all-
an island?
Yeah, that's an island, like in the water that they built.
They like put all the.
Holy shit! Like
stuff
there's
in there?
buildings and shit on it.
Yeah. There's
That's
like this like resort
crazy.
people live there.
Oh shit.
I'm trying to zoom in, but yeah, those are all houses and stuff.
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
that's
dude.
And there was a documentary talking about how much sand they had to bring in and like
That'd be
like,
so much
export
work, dude.
from,
I couldn't
like,
even
No,
imagine.
have you-
$12 billion. This YouTube video says right
12 billion.
here. 12 billion.
No, have you
Shit.
guys
That's
heard
actually
of the,
insane.
Yeah.
Like a few
They're
years
so
ago.
rich.
A few years ago, some people
Crazy.
came onto like some private island with like hundreds of dump trucks and stole like $5 million worth of sand off of it.
Yeah,
They
like-
practically stole the island.
Who?
Some random people. I don't know.
Like U.S. people or like you get
Like
I
in
think they
Dubai?
stole it from, no,
yeah, where
not
was
from,
this?
I can't remember, but I
Just
think it was
random.
from. I think it was from like Hawaii or somewhere around there.
Oh,
They
okay.
just like pretty much stole an island.
I've been seeing a
That's
bunch of
kinda
videos
crazy.
on
Yeah.
Facebook right now about Hawaii. They are
fires,
they are
dude.
burning. And apparently, that like a lot of people was recording like on the island while it was
Oh,
burning.
yeah.
And I've been starting to see those of people, and they're like, "How come there's no sirens blaring right now? How come there's no?"
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and then like you just see like there'll be like a simple little yard fire, and they'll be like, "I called the fire department, but no one's coming to put out my fire in my yard," and like. That small yard fire goes from being a small yard fire to like
Some
the house is
big
on
thing.
fire,
The
the house
neighborhood
next door
burns
is
down.
on fire.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
We just
But
had
that's
a
probably
house down the street that got.
Yeah, that was like
completely burned.
about a month ago, maybe.
yeah.
Their whole roof is gone.
The whole backside's gone. Everything
The
just
tree
burned
next to it is
through.
like.
You know, and I don't want to get into like like religious stuff, but you know they start saying like all these cataclysmic events such as like the fire,
Mhm.
and then there's just like the chain of tsunamis in it was like the Philippines, I think.
Maybe, I don't know. Haven't heard about it.
Yeah. And so, you know, and now there's just, I just seen today, I don't know how accurate it is, but apparently Yellowstone closed due to volcanic activity.
I believe it.
No,
It's like
Yeah.
that's scary.
Yeah, it's
Super
like 60,000
scary.
No, that's really scary. 'Cause
Yeah.
You hear about what happens if that shit blows up?
Everything's gone.
Everything's
gone, yeah.
All of us are getting burnt. And then the
Yeah,
others
like
are
you know,
like-
we're lucky. We'll go quick.
Like this
all of
podcast
us
is-
in the ice age.
Ain't ever gonna happen, bro.
No,
I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, we just record a month's worth of podcasts. Don't get to put them out yet. And then
That'd be so
Yellowstone
sad,
drops.
bro.
I hear about interrupting. I'm most worried about the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know if it was very accurate.
Yeah,
I didn't
for
dig
real.
too much into it. I was just scrolling earlier when I was.
I
in the
believe it though,
bathroom.
because it's getting to that
It's
point
like
where
60,000 years late.
yeah, it's hella
Well,
late.
yeah, that and like there was just a earthquake somewhere not too long ago,
Mhm.
like
In
California
Maybe
or something.
something.
Yeah, and so all this seismic activity it causes ripples on ripples on ripples.
Everything's just going to shit.
It's getting crazy.
Right after 2020.
It is,
COVID,
bro.
everything's gone to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they
like-
could all say this started when Harambe died.
Oh
Who's
yeah, that's
Harambe?
what I heard that like a couple years ago.
You don't
The
know?
monkey?
The
Why
monkey?
not? I know.
The kid
I know
was
the
a
monkey.
monkey.
In like 2016.
Oh, that's
and then they
right.
killed Harambe.
Everything's been going to shit.
I remember seeing that all over my
They've been
TikTok
saying
and
that for like
stuff.
since 2018.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah,
That's
everybody's
crazy.
been saying the whole world is just going downhill after that.
It is. And I remember I was working at the mall around then too, and I tell you what, the mall started going downhill too. So
Really?
Oh, around that same time. Why did everything? What? That's so
And
weird.
so,
How shit like that
yeah.
works out, bro. It's like all around one. What were you doing at the mall? Like, what?
I worked at our little favorite snack doodle right here. I worked at
Oh, TJ.
Taco John's in the mall right there. They did.
You don't
It's
remember
actually.
that? I swear, Taco John's was better
That's
at
what it
the
was.
mall. It was better at the mall.
Wasn't it like
Yeah.
right by Dairy Queen?
It was.
Yep, right next door.
green.
Yeah.
Oh no, there was a pizza place in between Taco John's and
Oh,
Dairy
that pizza
Queen.
place is good.
Yeah,
Who-
it's still
okay,
there.
No,
It's still
no,
there.
real talk. Who was your biggest competition there, though?
Yeah.
In the food court?
In the food court, the China pantry.
Yup, I knew it. I knew you were about to say that, bro.
No, I'm gonna ruin your day right now.
No.
Because that place is fucking disgusting. Okay, no.
It tastes so good, though.
You know, and I'll be honest with you. Even after finding this out, I've been there a few times since then.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so
No, it's good.
It's crazy.
But they slop mop their floors.
Actually.
Yeah, so what that is they take a bunch of soap and water mix and then they splash it on their
That's
floor.
what Taco Bell
And then they scrub it with a deck brush, right? And then they just like squeegee it and mop up the floor, okay? All right, and it's a solid technique if your floors and walls are designed for it. You know, because the walls got to be waterproof and your floors got to be water, like
otherwise
a
it's gonna
coating
get
on the edges and
cracked
everything. So they're fucking was rotting through the wall in between the Chinese place and Taco John's right there. That wall.
Oh my god.
It was all
dude.
rotting, and fucking cockroaches started living in there. And literally, like, you would look under the table right there, counter, and you could, like, push the table back in and hit the wall, and you could fucking see them, like, skittering under the
Like
wall. Right
multiple?
there. Yeah, and then not only that,
No.
but then
that's
you
crazy.
could always tell when they were mopping because it was so eroded away, the water would come through the wall into Taco John's, you know what I'm
That
saying?
pissed me off.
So they're fucking pushing the bugs into
your side.
into our side of the
And
restaurant.
that's your problem.
And we were having to like spray, and I would find roaches on the cans sometimes, and I'm like, yo, this is getting
out of hand, dude.
ridiculous.
But
It
I
was
feel like, and what year was this?
so 2014, 2015.
I feel like they would have had to have done something by now.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, well, you
they
would
would have had
hope.
to change
but
something.
Taco John's isn't there no more.
Well, yeah.
That's true.
If I,
You know, and like, maybe even the chain was just got tired of it. They were like, "Hey, you know, you're not keeping our facilities up to date. You know, we just rent this place. This is your business. This is your kiosk to take care of. You know, we rent this slot." And they're like, we don't give a fuck. So they probably could have just pulled out. You know, like I would.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be wanting to like have a restaurant in a place where there's a bug infestation that you can't even fix just because like the landlord of the area is just like,
Isn't
it
the
is what
landlord
it
or the
is.
owner of the mall live in Texas?
Yeah.
I have no
Nowadays,
idea.
Texas
I think
guy.
it is. Yeah. And he had all these big plans when he bought it, and he hasn't done shit.
Yeah.
Like the mall.
You know,
is the
you ever heard
same-
this story
yeah,
how he
let's
bought
talk
the mall?
about
Yeah. With the what?
How he bought the mall?
No.
Yeah, because that was just land right there next to the highway. That whole area,
Like the mall and everything.
the
was just
mall
land?
and Red Lobster and
Place
everything right there was
Yeah,
not there.
all
The
Texas Roadhouse.
yeah, Texas Roadhouse, K's Diamond or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I
All
forgot
that,
about that place.
yeah, all that place
Yeah.
wasn't right there. Okay, and then the guy who owned it didn't want to sell the land, or he was trying to sell the land, but nobody was interested because you couldn't grow, you couldn't farm on it, so it was just land for building, and nobody had big interest in building until a company had interest in building the mall right there, and I forget exactly how the story goes, but whoever knew that the company was interested in building the mall right there on that land went to the owner and bought the land dirt cheap as he could buy it from him,
Real?
and then like just sat on it and wait until
That's genius,
those
bro.
people were interested again in building the mall right there, and then sold them like jacked up the price like as high as you could go,
Crazy.
and made millions off the
So
land.
smart.
Yeah, it was yeah.
So the owner nowadays, I wonder if that changed then. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure he
now
sold them
it's
like the whole land and the whole beach.
but I feel like the owner of the mall say isn't the same as the K's up the street. Like that's
No,
that's
I
a
wouldn't
far
think so.
distance.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
probably between like 3 or 4 different people owning that land. I would say
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe.
sure.
It's
I don't know
has a
though,
case
like
in it, too.
because
it's possible. What?
The mall also has a case in it.
That's facts, and there wouldn't be 2 K's that close in Rapid City, South Dakota.
yeah, it is weird, huh? Yeah, because there's a Riddle's Jewelry right there in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's that one right up the road.
Yeah.
Are they the same jewelry company?
I don't know.
I don't know if they
I got
are
this
either.
chain in the mall.
Yeah.
So, and I think, but getting it the day I got it, I looked up and I could have sworn it was the same building.
No, that one was the inside is K's and the outside is also K's.
That's why. Yeah. So they're
Yeah.
both K's.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
no, but I think it is Riddles. Why do I think it's, or is it Riddles K's the same thing? I don't know.
No, I think.
Well, I know it's like
down the street.
Riddle's Jewelry is
I
like
don't
the
know.
company, and I think K's is just like a brand of jewelry.
So yeah, maybe K's is the branded jewelry inside Riddles.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
I only
I'm
know
not
the
no
commercial. was
genius,
like,
bro.
every kiss begins with K.
Okay, I kind of wanna go back to the, planets. You know, like outer space type
Yeah,
shit.
it's
Because
sick.
I have like, there's a lot going on out there right now. The co-founder of the Ocean Gate submarine, like that one that ended up drowning or sinking and
Oh,
killed like
yeah, the
those
Titanic
those
submarine.
5 like really rich people.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
and the 4 in the sun. It was like 4 in the sun,
Yes, he.
and the son didn't even want to go. The son really like. I remember he said to his mother. His mother was all like, he expressed scared doubts, like, oh, I don't want to go into a submarine. And the only reason he went is because his father was like, this is gonna be a great bonding experience for us.
The dude that built the thing, I just saw this like yesterday. He built it out of carbon fiber to save money because it's like supposed to be really strong. But
Submarine?
Yeah, but instead of bending when it gets under pressure, it just completely shatters.
Yeah, the
So they
fiberglass
found-
doesn't
they-
bend or yeah,
And-
like.
After a few trips, they knew it was breaking, so they put up a little thing inside to tell them if it was like in danger. And they went halfway down on their last trip. They saw it was in danger, but they said to keep going, and they lost contact with up top, like the boat that was up there, and then all they could hear was static and the people like screaming while it just kept sinking down. And they could hear.
That's so crazy,
So there's
bro.
like only a couple like hearable clips where you could like understand, and you can hear the cracking in the background.
Yeah, because they were
It's
just
so
like.
scary. Like,
I think
they
from
were
like
freaked
what
out.
it said there, they were
Yeah,
literally like.
Real.
It didn't just like explode or what was that?
Implode.
Implode. It just like crushed. So they literally got crushed to death.
It would be.
No, it was like in an instant when it actually.
It'd be, yeah, it would be quick. I would say.
I don't know.
The
It just
fact
depends
that
on how
people
fast they're
also-
when they
sinking.
die,
People
yeah.
also just
Yeah.
instantly collapsed anyway. Even if it
I
wasn't.
don't know, dude. That's so. I feel like the only reason they wanted to keep it going is because they were like, oh, we have all these like rich people on here, like we want to give them a cool experience, you know. Like,
Oh, I also did see there's one of the like Nat Geo or History Channel guys was gonna go and do the same tour like back in 2020 or 2021, and their team did a review of the ship, and the investigation revealed that it wasn't like safe. It wasn't like rated to the levels of depths that they said it was rated
Yeah.
to. And so he chose not to do it. He's like, no, I'm not
so
gonna
he's
do it.
why didn't
Yeah,
the
so
other
come
why
out-
didn't the other
Yeah.
guys
come
do
out
that?
further than
Yeah,
they were
so-
supposed to.
You know,
That's
well,
crazy.
you gotta have to think they must have like read the same guidelines at some point too.
No, but it was actually crazy
like
because
they made it sound it was like
They
it
had
was
to.
well known that it wasn't rated for deep sea diving,
yeah.
and yet everyone still went. They said they did it dozens of times. Well,
It was only like 5. Like,
Did they say
it's
5
crazy.
times?
I think. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
That's
when,
it?
When that's their 5th trip. And
because I feel like they've been doing it for years. Didn't they say they were doing it for years?
That's what I thought I heard. I thought it was like a ongoing like organization.
Yeah, like I thought they started in like 2016 or
yeah,
2017.
like way back then.
Like they've been doing it for
But at the
years.
same
They've
time,
probably been building
when you think about it, the controller, that
Yeah,
stupid
yeah,
ass
yeah.
little controller that they use, that cheap ass like $3 Xbox
Oh yeah, they said they were
controller
using
type
an
shit.
Xbox
Yeah.
controller. I forgot.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like using that could not have lasted since 2016.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Is
Or
that
like
all
they're like we
controllers?
just upgraded to this controller.
they got a stick drift. They stick down in the seat.
They had like a Nintendo 64 controller this time.
Yeah.
Like, we just upgraded to Xbox. This is actually the new Elite controller, Series 2.
Series 2. We don't want to use real equipment.
Xbox 360 controller.
Oh
There's some
shit.
crazy shit. Okay, well, anyway, that the same like co-founder or whatever of the Ocean Gate company,
Right.
he has plans to send 1,000 people to a floating colony on Venus by 2050, like years ahead. But like, how? And he
The
decided,
same founder
yeah,
with
like
the same
co-founder.
sketchy technology.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure
Like,
it is, like some
but
carbon
no, but the
fiber.
crazy thing is, he decided to come out with this information that he has these plans to do that after those people just died. Like, he just has like this complete fucking like outbreak of like just terribleness, like
It's
something you could
disgusting.
never want to happen.
He goes,
And
yeah,
then he
I
goes,
know I just killed a bunch of
let's do
people,
it.
Yeah,
but
like rich people, but
I
yeah.
want to put more people on other planets now.
Yeah, yeah, like, what? He decided to stop going down and he wants to go up now, bro.
Oh my
He's so
god.
That's what
weird.
NASA did. They found some like monster in the ocean, and so
Oh.
they went to space instead. Yeah, they used to be like water, underwater.
No, the
Oh.
ocean scares me.
No,
man.
the ocean's scary, and they
It's
also say
terrifying.
Antarctica is full of frozen shit.
Yeah, like monster.
And-
They found a worm in there that's like.
Well, I
yeah.
I saw this YouTube channel,
I
like a
think it's small,
worm.
but it's like a new species that was extinct, and they brought it back to life.
Oh, because they found
That's
frozen
Yeah, they found
parts.
it frozen, and it was still It was still like.
Like the cells were still active, like
Yeah.
DNA.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. They could just replicate DNA.
asleep, and they just like I don't know what they did, but they brought it back to life. It's crazy.
You know, that's how they replicate mammoth meat. Because you can buy woolly
You can do
mammoth
that?
meat. Yeah.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah,
I've
I
never heard of
saw a video on Facebook where it's like, oh, I went to the most expensive restaurant in the world, and they had like DNA grafted mammoth meat from like real replicated cells.
That's so
That's kind of
cool.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So you can have
Scary.
like
Yeah.
mammoth meat now, and there's this restaurant in like Oregon or something that's doing the same thing but with fish. They're
Oh,
making
yeah, like,
they're making like synthetic DNA fish.
Synthetic, really.
Yeah, where it's like
I think
it's
I heard about that actually.
yeah.
it's like it's so much like real proteins and enzymes, but it's like the way it's made, it's like actually not
It's
fish.
fake.
And I think it's grown. Actually, I think they.
That's like-
Remember they say it's
yeah.
like grown. I think I remember it's grown.
That's kind of
That's
like
so
diamonds
weird,
is
dude.
But like they're
the
doing
same
a whole
thing.
restaurant off of it. Like the restaurant has like a lab
It's
in
its
the
own thing.
Yeah, like the restaurant has a lab in the back or
I
something.
wonder how hard it'd be to like work the kitchen.
And it goes from like lab to
seriously, like, we work in a
it
kitchen,
goes
like-
from like the science area to the chef
Yeah,
to the
I'm sure
dining
there's
room.
like different kinds of people
weird,
working in the kitchen.
dude.
There's like a different crew working on like chemistry, and then
Yeah,
like, do
like,
they
it
need
goes-
scientists in the lab?
Yeah, well, they
And then-
have to because like
and then have
even
chefs
after,
with
whatever
food.
you're growing, you have to make sure like the pH balances are on.
Oh yeah,
point.
no, you have to make sure it's
And-
perfect, or else like
Right, like
Something
something goes
terrible.
wrong and you're
New disease,
screwed.
new
dude.
new COVID.
Yeah, next COVID breaks loose 2030.
I wonder if that's like the same process as making like a skin graft.
I'm
I
sure
don't know.
it is.
Yeah, because you know what a skin graft is, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, what if they take that same process of growing new skin, but somehow into growing fish?
Fish, yeah.
You grow fish.
That'd be
It's just kind of it's hard to wrap my head around the fact that you have scientists and servers working in the same like facility.
Yeah.
Like,
That
what?
should never.
I feel like a
happen.
server would make no money there because you would have to make
Make
or
so
the scientists overall
Yeah.
need to make the most money. Like they're creating this
creating
fake,
life.
this synthetic fish for people to eat, which I feel like that'd be so expensive.
Yeah, that they can't.
Well, yeah, it
they
definitely
can't-
has
Like
to be
crazy
expensive.
expensive.
And I'm sure like just a plate of sushi isn't gonna be like $10.
Oh hell no,
You're not gonna have your $13 sushi and rice.
not at all. But maybe it tastes really good.
Yeah, I'm
they
sure
can do
it
whatever they
does.
want with it at that point,
Yeah.
dude. You're making it fake. You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, I mean, really, and it just comes to like textures and flavor.
Yeah.
You know, if you can just get the texture down and the flavor down, you really could
I mean, the
make it
flavor,
look
they could-
like whatever.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
make whatever. That's kind of a weird thing to think about.
Yeah.
Like, they can make whatever they want right now, basically.
Imagine like a tuna roll in the shape of a bike or something.
Yeah.
Oh, they could do anything like that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Uh,
What do you think, like, would be on Venus? Like, what's the point of them sending him to
I don't
Venus?
think that's
Like, what
even
is?
possible.
But like, why? Like, why Venus? What's on Venus that they're like, let's send people to Venus?
you know, I don't know the whole molecular structure
I
of
don't-
Venus.
I don't even.
That one's one of the solid ones.
Is it? It's not, but because I know,
There's a couple gas ones. Yeah.
yeah, the big gas one is the Uranus.
Yeah. And I think Neptune. I think
Yeah.
Saturn is too.
Okay, bro. Of course, that one's gassy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
No, I want to go back to talking about Antarctica though.
No, yeah,
I'm
that's
down.
crazy.
No,
That's
because
so like
no, I was going
there's
to
so
tell you.
much to discover.
I saw a video talking about a lake. I think they have took thermal or like lidar imagery, and they know there's an open pocket below the ice.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
But apparently, in like the 60s or 70s, there was a team of Russians who went there and drilled down, and I think they did find what they then named Lake Vosnak, if I'm not wrong.
That sounds kind of Russian.
Never heard of it, but yeah.
And
it does.
they like drilled down, and they like basically like punctured through the ceiling. And I forget how big the area is, but they claim to have come across an area so huge that there's like a water system, like a giant lake, you say, and then a forest area that was like
Forest?
yeah, that was totally like preserved, and it had like their own like eco structure in there.
That'd be sick.
That's
Right.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right, and so apparently they, like the 5 or 6 of them, maybe it was only, I think it was only 4. I think the 4 of them, apparently they all descended down in, and they landed in the water. And on the swim to the shore, they claim to have gotten attacked by some kind of like octopus, squid type creature. And they like got into a cave, and they were basically hunted by this creature for like a day or 2 days, and it kills 2 of them, I think.
Of the 4?
Yeah, it kills 1 like in front of all 4 of them,
That'd be scary.
and then they claim that one of them had injured him during one of their like earlier struggles, and whenever they were like getting ready to go back into the water, it singled out that person that had hurt him.
Wait,
Like,
really?
yeah, because apparently
High-tech type shit.
octopuses have like senses on their tentacles,
Oh yeah.
so they can smell aromas and like
Yeah.
all throughout their whole like body system, basically.
That's
on
not
their
scary
tentacle.
at all.
Right, so it literally was like smelling out this person with its tentacles, and like singled out this person and killed them. And I think they said they used that person's death as like a means of like distraction to escape. And so 2 of them, they made it back out and they climbed out, and they make it back to Russia, where they then tell the government at the time, because they're like, where's your other 2 people that we sent out there with you? They were like, they're dead. We found this monster. We don't know what's going on. They want to go back.
Just terrified.
And apparently the government believed him enough to send back a full-on like mount of like teams to like with like equipment to capture this so-called monster. And apparently they went back and they spent like 2 or 3 days combing the whole area, and the lake was empty.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
But also, I'm pretty sure the part that they left out till the end, though, is that when they came back that second time, the hole that they had drilled was bigger.
For real?
It got away.
As if
Like,
the maybe Russians sent a different advanced team, like prior,
to like hide it.
to like capture it or like take it or like weaponize it or something. Or
when was
I
this
think
again?
this is like in like the 60s, 50s.
Okay.
Somewhere around there, and I think they had mentioned it was just like after the end of World War II, but before the Vietnam War.
I believe that.
This is like some crazy shit.
Yeah. So and apparently, like the story goes, and I think I saw it on YouTube. I want to say Mr. Ballin. You guys ever watch his videos?
I've not.
He does videos just like that where he breaks down
That's interesting. I have to check
events
him out
and
on
stuff
this
like that. Like, and he does like UFOs, Sasquatch, just all kinds of aliens and like monsters and stuff like that, and like scare. He'll do like murders and like people just got missing.
Oh, okay.
Just
yeah.
like-
Interesting.
Yeah, just like the 4 scariest things someone's seen on a Ring doorbell camera, you know.
Oh yeah.
And it's like people walking up and tapping on the door with knives, and then just like, is anyone in there?
Oh yeah. There's some like.
Hello?
Crazy
And
weird
then they
shit.
just turn around and walk away when they don't get a response, you know? Like, there are some scary fucking people out there.
Yeah,
Some
some
people are just messed up,
causing
bro.
death by not opening their door.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Super crazy.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
But no, that's like scary to know like all these monsters are in like these random places that nobody looks at anymore. Like they don't try to search Antarctica.
Well,
like
they made it like off limits to all the countries now.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
Like, they everybody agreed on it because of shit like that. And there's like a big hole somewhere in there that they.
Yeah, and there's always like
apparently not allowed to
UFO
fly
sightings and
into.
stuff.
bro.
But they still go to the North Pole, don't they? Because I think there's like a research base on the North Pole, and I keep seeing their TikTok videos.
Actually, yeah, I have
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah, and they're like, "You want to know what it's like? You're on the North
Probably,
Pole."
like, communication stuff.
And then she like looks out and it's like
Yeah.
like blowing
I've seen
wind
so
and like
much
friends
of
like, yo, this looks like shit. Why would you want to go there?
For real.
Yeah.
Just for
Awful.
this research.
They're probably making hella money though. Just being.
I bet they're not.
I wouldn't
to
even
be
have an
on
idea.
I
Antarctica.
bet they're not. You really would think like these researchers and like philosophers and stuff
It
are-
depends what
that
they're
are traveling the world are making money.
what they're finding.
Like,
If
they're
they
like-
find something
yeah,
like
like-
a monster, they would make. them.
Unless they're
Yeah,
making
but
real breakthroughs, they're
what
not
have
getting
we really
funding.
been
They're not making money.
hearing about.
You know?
We haven't really heard about
They're
much of these
definitely
guys. Like
If we do,
The only one that I really
Find
get
anything,
into is
we're
Forrest
finding it.
Galante, and he's like a naturist, and he just like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago now, found like a really rare Galapagos tortoise, and like in the
do you have them?
yeah, I got it, I got it.
I just called a gnat, a fly, whatever that was. Jesus.
I almost got that one.
Yeah, he got like found a really rare Galapagos.
What even is that?
Tortoise.
Yeah, the Galapagos
Like,
Islands.
They're the like really big ones.
Yeah, I think it's one of the chain islands in the Caribbean,
Okay.
and so like the Galapagos tortoise is like a species of tortoise, right? Thought to be extinct, and he found one, just one, but it's a female, and he goes on to say,
Okay.
right? He goes on to say that, and I don't think it's happened by now, so it probably won't happen. But when tortoises, especially female tortoises, get impregnated, if they're physically not in the status or like a state to have a child, right, or to like give birth, they can hold on to that semen basically, and then at any given time for like a great period of time, I forgot exactly what length he said, they can then like impregnate themselves and like on their own will basically.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
So
insane.
it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could
So
be
he was all
holding
like,
on
he's
to
like, maybe
something.
if we like just nurture this tortoise, because I think he found it and it was like dehydrated, and it was stuck in a small patch of area. He's like, maybe it'll like self-impregnate or something.
If it wants to, it would.
If it could, you know, I mean, if it's got that DNA backed up, basically.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to ask, like, for the people, like, where did the name Cruising Down the Fastlane come from? Like, how do we
I'm
figure
wondering.
out Cruising Down the Fastlane's like our podcast name? You know,
Yeah, it really just came to me, I guess. It wasn't like,
just at work, right?
yeah, it really just felt real natural and like, I mean, we only slung a couple names at each
Yeah,
other, and it was really
back and
Not much
forth.
thinking.
and then-
yeah, it was really just like chilling, hanging out,
We were
cruising down, and like yeah, like, and we were talking about cars too. I think at the
Oh,
time,
yeah.
like
something like
Yeah,
that. And we've
like-
really been into our Jeeps and stuff recently.
yeah, right. So it just felt like
the right thing.
yeah, cruising down the fast lane just felt like, you know, and we're
Sounds
on,
good, you know.
and we got like a good mind set right now. You know, we're trying to get a podcast
Trying to
going.
grow.
And we trying to,
Yeah.
we plan on going fast. Like we don't want to like work. I mean, obviously it's gonna be slow, but like we don't want to hold back. You know, like we
Yeah,
want to
for
go our
sure.
full potential. Just go at it right
Yo.
away, dude.
Yeah, get a crazy podcast put in.
Like
Get like some good
consistent,
content.
consistently, we have guests. Like
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got
I
a
can't.
plan on getting guests.
Yeah, I can't wait till we have guests.
All we gotta do
the
is
guests will
figure
be
out computers,
crazy.
so-
It'll be so fun.
Our first couple of guests are already gonna be pretty good.
Oh yeah, they're all
Yeah.
interesting people.
Yeah, for sure,
It'll be so fun.
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be it'll be a good time for sure. Good for you guys to watch.
Yup, meet new.
Exciting.
Figure out.
Yeah, it's a fun
lives.
experience for me personally. Like,
Yeah,
I don't like talk to people, like, especially
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
and if we start getting a really good audience, then it'll be us talking to lots of
all
people.
these
Yeah,
people.
lots of
Yeah, it'll be
like,
so fun. Like
you know, then it'd be-
scrolling and
Yeah.
seeing what everyone has to say. Like the suggestions would actually help big time. Like because we're not obviously if we'll pull
I
up
can't
a
wait to
picture
start
of
reading
our
comments. Like
setup.
comments are gonna be the best.
It's gonna be so
Yeah.
like on our free
I'll see
time.
what
Like
people have to say.
it'd be so
for sure.
fun. And I would really try to read all of them. Like
Oh,
Yeah, instead of sitting on TikTok all day, we can just find read
Yeah.
comments. That
Yeah.
sounds way more enjoyable.
but yeah, like if you can see our setup, bro, it's so
It's ghetto.
it's ghetto.
It's ghetto, but you know, first podcast, first setup.
Yo, we
It's
got those
it's what we got.
lights.
It works. It's good
It
enough.
works to
It's a good
film the
podcast.
first one.
That's been a good podcast, boys.
Yo,
It has.
Peace out, everybody. I'm Jane
Thank
Thank
Collins.
you guys. I'm Brian
Yeah.
Taller.
I'm Sully Taller.
This
This
is
is
what are we gonna
episode.
say?
This is episode 1 of Cruising Down the
Episode one,
Fast Lane. Thank you so much for tuning in, giving us your time.
What are we gonna say? Thanks everyone for cruising. That's what I want to say.